The Stoics recognized that while we cannot always control external events and circumstances, we can master our judgments and reactions to them. True freedom arises not from controlling the winds of fortune, but from attaining equanimity and clarity of mind amidst whatever tempests may come. In this sharing, we shall explore 7 powerful precepts passed down from the great Stoic thinkers, insights to illuminate our perspectives on adversity, our thought patterns, mortality, the present moment, and our place amid the cosmic enormity. Taken to heart, these teachings have the power to fortify our resilience, reframe our difficulties, and imbue each passing day with profound intention and appreciation. So let us still our busy minds, breathe deeply the calming draught of logic and reason, and open ourselves to receiving the ancient Stoics' wisdom on actualizing the imperturbable inner peace that has been our birthright all along. Before we begin, I would appreciate your support. Don't forget to click like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any posts. If you like the theme of this video, please comment +1, and if you don't like it, then comment 0. We look forward to hearing your feedback. Number 1. It's not the events that disturb us. My friends, we must understand that true freedom and tranquility arise not from controlling external circumstances, but from mastering our judgments about them. It's not things that disturb people, but their judgments about these things. Events in themselves are void of positive or negative value. It is our minds that impart meaning and stir up disturbances like anger, anxiety, or grief. Consider a simple example. When the north wind blows, one person feels delighted at the refreshing breeze, while another laments the inclement weather ruining their plans. The wind itself is indifferent, neither good nor bad intrinsically. It is our thoughts and reactions that create pleasant or unpleasant experiences from the same event. We cannot always choose what happens to us, but we can choose how we respond. Fortune may take away our wealth, health, or loved ones, but no person or circumstance can forcibly rob us of our judgments. That sacred faculty of reason is ours alone to steward properly or misuse. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. Let us embrace wholeheartedly whatever happens, desired or undesired, recalling that our minds alone determine whether an event becomes a curse or a blessing. With disciplined reason and acceptance of what we cannot control, we cultivate the unshakable inner peace that is true freedom. For those new to these ideas, I pose this question. In your own life, can you identify judgmental thoughts or beliefs that disturb your tranquility about situations you cannot change? Might reframing your perspective bring greater equanimity? Number 2. Most things have happened before, in the realization that most of what troubles the human mind today is merely a recycling of age-old patterns and cycles. We imagine our worries and crises as novel and unique to our times, but a study of history reveals that nearly all we experience has transpired countless times before under different guises. Change is constant, arising and passing away like the seasons. Yet our limited perspectives often blind us to this perpetual flux. We cling to the illusion of permanence and stability, only to be shaken when inevitable turmoil or loss shatters that illusion once more. Look back across the centuries and you will find abundant examples of wars, plagues, famines, and political upheavals, catastrophes once thought unprecedented, which nonetheless came and went like the tides. Empires rose and fell, and certainties became upended, yet the ancient rhythms of life carried on unperturbed. So when your mind becomes troubled by worrying about current troubles, Stop and reflect on this perspective. Nothing happens to any person that has not happened to entire nations, families, and cities. Your personal misfortune or crisis is but the latest act in the grand recurring drama played out by the human species across epochs. This ancient perspective can instill a profound sense of tranquility. The challenges vexing you today have all come and gone before, and this too shall pass. Can you open your mind to recognizing the cycles and patterns that flow through all situations and eras? Cultivate that broad vision, and you take a step toward the unshakable inner peace of the sage. Number 3. Our thoughts are unreliable. Take heed, my friends, that we do not become enslaved by the unruly dictates of our own minds. Our thoughts possess a remarkable power to construct detailed realities where none exist outside our imaginations. This faculty has endowed humanity with remarkable creativity and foresight. Yet, left unchecked, this same mental power can sow the seeds of anxiety, dread, and paralysis within us. How often do we whip ourselves into frenzies of worry over hypothetical futures that never come to pass? We project worst-case scenarios onto the blank canvas of tomorrow, feeling the anguish of events that remain mere mirages. Our thoughts manufacture hardships more punishing than any actual circumstance. As I cautioned in my letters, there is nothing so wretched or so poor that a rift of the mind cannot be more abject and more miserable. Even our interpretations of the present moment are often distorted by assumptions, biases, and emotional tumult. We project our insecurities and fears onto neutral situations, creating monsters from shadows. Like debtors struggling under self-inflicted burdens, we suffer unnecessarily from thoughts and judgments, untethered from reality's true occurrences. The path to peace is a discipline of the mind. We must frequently pause, take stock of our thoughts, and discern whether they waste our limited vitality on irrationality or rumination. There is only one way to achieve tranquility. Let go of what you cannot control and refocus your mind on what you can. In this present moment, right here, does any genuine crisis or misfortune exist? Or have we generated phantoms to grapple against, self-inflicted disquiets distorting our experience of what simply is? With attentiveness and reason, we can disarm the phantoms and rest in the peaceful clarity of the now. Where might you be tormenting yourself over mirages and imaginings? What if you released your fanciful judgments and interpretations to simply experience this moment as it is? In that stillness, tranquility awaits. Number 4. Adversity can make us stronger. Adversity is inevitable in this life, my friends. Fire tests gold, misfortune brave men. Rather than lament the difficulties that arise, we Stoics embrace them as opportunities to strengthen our character and cultivate the cardinal virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. When the winds of misfortune blow, do we cower in fear and wish for calmer conditions? That is the attitude of the base and undisciplined soul. Instead, we must rise to meet each challenge as a welcome test of our mettle. Just as the fortified oak, battered by storms, drives its roots deeper and grows stronger, so too do we develop our resilience through steadfast perseverance. What is the first business of one who practices philosophy? To get rid of self-conceit. For it is impossible for anyone to begin to learn that which he thinks he already knows. Only through discomfort and testing do we shed our false confidence, stripping away the arrogance and pretenses that blind us to our flaws. Hardship humbles the spirit and exposes our true strengths and weaknesses. Consider the Stoic metaphor of life as a great contest or athletic competition. The untested athlete cannot hope to prevail on the day of trial. Only through rigorous training under punishing conditions does the victor emerge when the contest arrives. So too must we embrace rather than shrink from adversity's fires, for they alone produce the tempered metal that will see us triumph in life's great challenges. Where in your present circumstances might you reframe difficulty as an opportunity? What obstacle might you lean into, letting it fortify your discipline and virtue? Seek out that which unsettles you, and in conquering each challenge, know you have strengthened the unconquerable essence of who you are. Number 5. The present is all we have. Look about you, at the animals and creatures of nature. Observe how fully and unburdened they dwell in the present moment. The deer idly grazes, thoughts of past or future never straying to intrude upon its consumption of this patch of grass, this breath of air. The river flows ever onward without anxiety, for the future twists its path may take. Even the smallest insect tends only to the task directly before it, undistracted by ruminations or memories that could never alter its purpose. We humans, however, remain plagued by constant mental homelessness, dissatisfied with wherever we find ourselves. Our minds frantically flit between dwelling on past misfortunes and worrying over future uncertainties. In doing so, we render ourselves incapable of inner tranquility. The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. Too often we forfeit the precious present, the one reality over which we may exert choice and influence. While absorbed in regrets over what can no longer be changed, or frettings over what may never occur, we neglect the profound gift of this current moment unfolding before us. Like drunkards stumbling in a stupor, we fail to truly experience the truth of life wholeheartedly as it arises. As I reminded myself in times of strife, sickness is an impediment to the body, but not to the will unless the will itself chooses. Lameness is an impediment to the leg, but not to the will. No misfortune, pain, or uncertainty can disturb us in the here and now unless we assent to anxiety. By continually anchoring our awareness in the present circumstance, we deprive troubles of their disquieting potency. So, look around you. Can you truly identify anything amiss in this very moment, beyond the imaginary plagues conjured by your mind's meanderings? Choose instead to channel your rational will into making the best of whatever arises, undistracted by ruminations on what has transpired or worries over what may come to pass. In doing so, you open yourself to profound peace and fulfillment available only in the present. Number 6. We're dying anyway. Take a moment to ponder this immutable truth, my friends. We are all dying bit by bit, from the very moment we draw our first breaths. This mortal coil in which we find ourselves bound is a temporary state, one that must inevitably be shed. Yet far too many of us remain in denial of this fact, living as though death will never arrive to claim us. We plan and toil as if our future worldly achievements could somehow outrun our finitude. We accumulate wealth and possessions, sacrificing present happiness for fantasized future security that may never be attained. We cling to relationships, health, and status, grasping at impermanent trifles, while the true treasure of conscious existence slips away, one moment at a time. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. By avoiding contemplation of our mortality, we render ourselves incapable of truly living with intention and presence. Each day we remain. For how can we awaken to the profound gift of awareness if we subconsciously assume an infinite number of tomorrows lie ahead? The great Stoic thinkers understood that only a life lived in full acceptance of its transiency could be one of true fulfillment and appreciation. Life is long if you know how to use it, we must shed the false securities to which we cling and instead open ourselves to directly experiencing the beauty and uncertainties of each passing moment. For how can we claim to truly live if we remain ever anxious over inevitabilities we cannot control? Fear not death, but fear rather a life shackled by fearful living, wasting your finite span of consciousness on lamentations over what cannot be avoided. As the wise Epictetus taught his students, make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. If you fully embraced the sobering truth that this day is a quintessentially temporary gift, how might you choose to live it differently? Where might you relinquish attachments to finding your highest presence and appreciation for this fleeting journey of existence? Number 7. In the grand scheme of things, we're not that important. Look upwards into the vastness of the night sky and behold the infinite tapestry of stars strewn across the cosmos. Reflect upon how remarkably tiny and insignificant we human beings are in comparison to the grand scale and utter mystery of the universe surrounding us. Too often we become mired in the petty melodramas and fabricated crises that consume so much of our anxiety and suffering. We lend cosmic importance to trivial misfortunes, a romantic rejection, a perceived slight or insult, the loss of some material possession or status symbol. Yet if we can but rise above our egocentric fixations to glimpse the staggering enormity and age of all existence, is it not humbling to realize how minuscule most of our worries truly are? It's a small thing to have lost the little I had. He recognized that no earthly possession, attachment, or misfortune could disturb his peace when measured against the sublime reality of being a sentient creature amidst this unfathomable universe. Rather than burdens, our misfortunes might be reframed as rare opportunities to exercise detachment, to transcend the egoic throes of fear, pride, and anguish that so frequently rob us of our inherent tranquility. For what threat have we truly faced when the infinite depths of space abide unthreatened and unmoved by our ephemeral existences? We are but flickering sparks in the grander flow of the cosmos, radiant yet rapidly extinguished. Yet while our influence is minimal, our ability to bear witness to the majesty of all existence through conscious experience is an extraordinarily privileged gift. To experience awe at the morning sunrise, to feel love's tender bonds, to ponder our reality's mysteries, these are the true treasures that matter most. So continually reset your perspective, lifting your mind's eye beyond those petty worries to appreciate the cosmic context in which you have emerged. For when you realize how small and ephemeral we all are in this universe, doesn't the madness of life become that much easier to reassess with understanding, indifference, and grace, the humble awe of a philosopher? And so, dear friends, we come to the conclusion of our journey through the timeless teachings of Stoic philosophy. If you have been attentive students on this path, you now possess the tools to cultivate the supreme tranquility and resilience of spirit that the ancient sages exhibited. Yet knowledge alone is not enough. We must continually train our minds through the applied practice of these principles. Maintain an unwavering commitment to honing your reasoned judgments, presence of mind, and radical acceptance of what you cannot control. For it is only through the diligent exercise of these disciplines that the fruits of Stoic wisdom may fully blossom into your awakened inner peace. Let this be but the start of an ever-deepening engagement with this eudaimonic way of being. If you found value in these lessons, I encourage you to nourish that fledgling interest and share these insights with others who may benefit from them. Comment with your reflections, questions, or experiences applying Stoicism to your own challenges. And by all means, subscribe to this channel's continuing dialogue, for we are never complete in our philosophical striving. Though the road is long, each step we take quickens us toward the ultimate aim of the Stoic, to live each fleeting moment of consciousness with sublime equanimity and intention, liberating our authentic selves to fully participate in the radiant heroism of embracing reality's unfolding with open arms. Stay resolute, and that tranquil freedom shall be yours.